Right, welcome back guys, it's Harlan from Havoc TV and today I'm with Travis Stone once again, but I think I was in awe the last time I was with Travis, and I think Travis, you just blew my mind today. I'm in the other car we mentioned in the video. I'm in the 2.3 litre V6 you briefly spoke about. So
I even got goosebumps as you said it.
Travis, thanks again for having me out here all the way in Stellenbosch. We're here in Nelswater. Beautiful road, beautiful day. I think, look, I'm on it. I think before we even get to you, I just want to mention, guys, I'm sitting in a seat, and you can correct me.
Yes.
That had a seat cover on since 1984.
Correct.
Literally opened up. Nobody's been sitting in the seat. I'm probably one of the first. Sorry to all Travis's friends.
Yeah.
I never got to sit in here. But I mean, thanks for the honor. I really appreciate it. But I think, yeah, listen, thanks for having me. Let's chat more about this. I think you keen and eager.
Yeah, look, like I said earlier on, and here it's happening again, the goosebumps about this car. Yeah, as I said last time to you, so and today, you know, this car's got a big part in my life, especially because this is where my love for cars started. The car belonged to my late dad. He bought the car in 1984, brand new out of the box. He was like a little child waiting for this car. I must tell you, he even traded in his 30 XLE Cortina at the time for the car.
Okay.
And his car didn't arrive yet, and he said, just take my car so that I know I'm going to get this car brand new. Please just take it. And he waited, and the nice thing about it was this car wasn't supposed to be his.
Okay.
This was one of the few red 2.3s in the country at the time, and it belonged to a Holmes Ford in Kills River. And at the time, the car was brand new in the showroom, belongs to nobody but the dealership, 0 kilometers, there you go.
You say showroom, but it still looks like it could have been in the showroom.
Oh,
like, I kid you not, guys, I kid you not.
That's where how strict my dad was when it came to looking after the car. And yeah, so then they said, okay, well, your car hasn't arrived, so but we can give you this one so long it's on the showroom. And eventually he loved it so much, and he asked, but can I keep this one then? And then my one that's supposed to come later on in the year, you keep that. And that's how it came that this car stayed with him after all these years. So yeah.
Gee whiz. And you mentioned briefly before I got in, and I was very careful on the seats and touching everything. I mean, guys, I'll show you in some of the cinematics. There's even little signs all around the car, but the no smoking, the please do not slam the door. I just bring back that whole nostalgia vibe to everything. But you were saying that apart from just being like a link to your late dad, you guys also went, actually, you used the car. You went touring with the car.
Yes. So we went camping. Look, if we took out the car, went on a road trip, we would, you know, get a trailer on the back with a caravan. So, especially in 1999 was one of the biggest moments in my life, you know, as a kid, when we went touring through the whole of Africa with a car. So we did the Kruger National Park. You know, we went to the Kimberley Deep Hole. We went to watch the dolphins in, I think it's PE. We went to Durban. And you know, we went literally through Africa like this with a car.
And I kid you not, I mean, I don't want to give my age away, but I can even just visualize the pictures of that car and the family standing in front, bad clothing, bad hairstyles.
Oh, everything. and this little annoying kid being me in the car. Look, it was myself, my mother, my dad, and my two sisters, and the annoying little me.
Yeah.
I thank them that they did not kill me over all these years. So yeah, we've really made some good memories in the car. It is not a garage queen. Unfortunately, now it has become a bit because of petrol prices and things like that.
Yes, of course.
But
No, I was gonna say this is still like that old school V6.
Yeah,
still gonna guzzle.
As in a guzzle, you
can't mean it was not a thing back then.
No. So I appreciate that the car has been used. I was my dad's daily driver from Stellenbosch to Paul for many years. and yeah, there's really some good history, and there was a lot of history before I was even born.
Okay.
You know, my parents went to Namibia with a car. They when my mother and my dad started dating, my dad bought he owned this car already.
Okay.
So I mean,
And sorry, what were you saying about how long it took before your mother could even drive the
that
car?
is a sad one. So my dad always used to have this thing where he used to say, one owner, one driver. Only he drives the car. And my mother and my father were married for 17 years before she was allowed to drive the car. And
Sounds about right, eh? Sounds about right.
yeah.
All the guys probably sitting there like, yeah. And then they get into trouble later.
So yeah, even till today, she's still a bit scared. She always used to say, ek wil nie die kar ry nie. Ek is bang ek ry die lip af. Jou pa gaan my kos spook. So epic moments with that.
That's awesome. But I mean, even like just, you know, I mean, when I was looking at the car, like the little detail, the 13-inch wheels of the car, I mean, you know, things you don't see nowadays at all. It's just, it literally like smacked in the face with a time warp.
Yeah, and I mean, these are genuine compomotive rims. Yeah, these were bought years ago or so for the car. And I shouldn't probably say this on the camera, but I think these tires that's on the car is as old as I am. So
clearly no burnouts,
no
burnouts.
This car, I've never done a drift or a burnout in my whole life, as much as I've loved cars. And you've got a rear-wheel drive car, and I still will not do it. I mean, that's one of my dad's biggest things.
Yeah.
When he fitted the 17s years ago, we still told my dad, Daddy, come on, you know, you're gonna put on new rims tomorrow and tires. Just do a burnout there for us before the and nope. It just never happened. And I'm thankful that I had a dad that never did those things, you
Exactly.
know, and I get to reap the benefits today.
Yeah, now you get that appreciation factor. Now you've got the actual elements to play with still, and it's crazy, it's madness. But what you're saying about the burnout too, and you know, like I think you get different sides of, you know, the car fanatics. They also like to thrash the vehicles.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing we picked up from you, like I picked up from you the last time, was even with the CRX, it's just you've got that real affinity, you've got the love for vehicles. You know, like that detail, that real intricate part of it. It links. I mean, we started this channel to get that stories behind people and the cars. You know, and I think it's grown now. And like I was telling you earlier when you're driving, you know, now we're getting people really opening up and giving us that next story. And I think this is where we're at, you know, another future for you.
And this is a great story to me. I mean, this means more than my CRX or the ST or any of my, you know.
Yeah.
This is the most special out of them all.
Correct.
And I mean, there's nothing against people who do a burnout or whatever.
No, exactly.
I just, you know, you each to your own. I got a little bit of
nice.
Well, eventually, 5 years later, we're getting somewhere. But I mean, that's not what this car wasn't meant to be for us.
Exactly. But I mean, like this whole vibe, like we're sitting here driving up the mountain or up the hill, we're cruising.
Yeah.
You know, you got enough talk to get up the hill. It's easy, chill.
Back in the day, like I said, my father did this with a family of 5 in the car with a caravan.
Exactly.
And it did it very, very easily.
Exactly.
So yeah.
I'm like, this is a complete time walk. I don't know why I keep doing this to me. Like, and I think I'm going to do that same thing I did last time. Guys, firstly, just remember, please do like, share and subscribe to our videos. I mean, we once again, I mentioned it over and over again, but we're thankful that we went over 1,000 subscriber mark. It was an achievement for us. We're not stopping there. We're still doing more. But the last time what I did do, and I did it to Mickey, when we were in the CRX, I said, Mickey, or anybody, if there's a challenge going out there, please do find a better CRX.
Yeah.
I want to do the same thing with this car. Exactly the same. If you can find a replacement, something similar, something that you think is better, guys, please hit us up, comment below. I put out the challenge again. I know Mickey's probably going to try and do something. He's you know, he's got a little something up his sleeve, but you know, geez, I'm in shock with this. This is very, very cool.
And if I may, actually, you know, someone is going to watch this. I need to use this opportunity for this. You know, I've been looking for tires for this car, for this rims in specific.
Yeah.
You know, they're 195 60 13s. They're impossible to find, and I feel I should at least. There will be someone who's probably commenting.
Exactly. Guys,
you know,
195 60 30s. You got that?
Yeah.
Comment.
That will mean a lot that I can actually keep these, you know, small wheels on the car, but they you know, they're period correct. Correct. They do it for the car.
And I mean, like you're talking about period correct, you've not done any additional elements to the car from what it was.
Nothing.
Jeez.
I mean, something as small as I was explaining to Nawal, the badges and stuff. So look, this car has had its, you know, where we pay attention to little things and we redo
Correct.
things. And one of the things I still need to do is put the Sierra badge back on the car.
Okay.
And sadly, the thing that happened was the week before my dad's passing, we were busy getting things ready. I messed it up, and he said, "Don't worry, we'll do it next week." And sadly, you know, next week never came for him.
Yeah.
So I've never done, since that time, I haven't done things to the car. I was supposed to put back the badge.
Yeah.
As simple as a accelerator cable. There's a G-clamp. You'll probably see if you're doing some cinematics of the engine bay. There's a G-clamp holding in the accelerator cable. He made a move for it so that it doesn't pull in the firewall. I've left it as it is.
Adds to the story.
Adds to the story.
But that's very cool. But I mean, even like now when you were saying that Sierra parts, I was just like, you know, like you say Sierra, you can see that badge. Like a visual imprint in my head. I was just thinking, you know, for the Ford man out there, Ford copper, they're gonna be like Sierra. You know, we're thinking.
But terug van my dad toe.
Exactly. No, it's just, geez, I mean, it's craziness, it's crazy. But I mean, with regards to, like you mentioned about the engine bay, there's only like one or two small little things you said you just that wash change on there. But other than that, it's still the original engine.
It's got look, this gauge, or what you call it, speedometer has overclocked itself many times before, as they only come with 5 digits.
Yeah.
So currently this motor is sitting at, or the whole car is sitting at 369,000 kilometers. And the motor's going strong, no issues as you see.
That's at old ball cars, eh? I mean, nowadays you look at like what, 50,000 kilometers, 100,000 kilometers into warranty claim for something. You know, it's like,
exactly.
It's like it's built 90,000 and you're back in the shop.
And there you go. Oh, you trade it in.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can give you some sound here.
Let's
maybe it picks it up. You know.
Yeah. We can try. We can try.
You know, it's not the most fast. Oh yes, and one of the things I wanted to tell you also, you know, like I said, it's not one of the most fastest cars, but I've got a big passion, and I don't know if I mentioned this on the CRX video, but I like the, you know, this nostalgic manual things where, like a record player, LP player, I think I mentioned where you put down the needle, there's an involvement, this even more than what the CRX gives me is that, you know, before I start this car, I know I have to give 2 little pumps of petrol, and then I turn the key, and you know, there's a proper relationship with you and the car when you drive it, and you know, the starting procedure. That's why driving this fast for me doesn't faze me. I don't drive it fast because I'm here to enjoy the car. You know, you be one with the car if it's you know, if you want to be.
And it goes back into what you're saying about not being a garage queen. Because like now you're actually taking it out. So even like from that start, even if you're taking off anything on the seats, the covers or anything, it's a whole process. So it's like you relive an experience all that. That's very cool.
This is for me special because just as you sitting on the seat covers, on the seats before any of my friends or family members or anything, it's the first time I ever drive this car without seat covers on.
I don't want people to do it like me because of that. I'm just fortunate.
I don't even think my own mother has sat in this car with no seat covers on. Usually, for those who would wonder, the car has a set of Oscava sheepskin seat covers, so it looks full pimp, you know, in the inside.
As long as, like I was saying earlier, as long as it doesn't have like a bit of a burnt orange or anything.
No. It's like a tan color, if I can put it to you, like a very, very period correct. You know, usually I've got my patch leather jacket chilling in the back.
Yeah. The only thing you're missing here is like a fluffy thing on the dashboard.
Oh, yes.
and a fluffy dice or something.
Something that just, you know.
No, but this is, gee whiz. And it's such an easy drive still.
Very, very. Look, one of the weird things, you know, carbureted cars, a lot of people struggle with carbureted cars to drive them. And I must say, being that I learned to drive, this was the car I learned to drive on. And being that I learned to drive on a carbureted car, and so well-tuned carbureted car, that I mean, I don't know when last I had the fueling done on the car, yet it just, you saw there's no jerking, nothing, it just...
Exactly.
Goes. I'm sort of putting this car now on a, you know, tooting my own horn about the car, but
no, it deserves to be on a pedestal.
Like I said, I had a dad that was very, 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 very specific on things. Even you may not touch the windows, no eating in the car. Yeah, you imagine a road trip of not eating in a
I
car.
don't. I remember road trips of actually not even having a deck in the car, but having a portable radio player. You know, those were road trips,
Those are good memories, you know.
That's crazy times. But it's just, and the weird thing for me is like you're talking about the history and kind of what the car means to you, right? But it's also like just you feel very comfortable in the car.
Really,
Maybe because it's also got that it was used. You can get that sense that, like you said, it's not just plastic coated all the time and you know never been touched.
Like I said, you know, there's little scratches on the outside of the paint, and a similar thing with the CRX. Like I said, it helps me to enjoy the car.
Yeah.
I know people's gonna want to touch it. They're gonna want to see. They're gonna put their face against the windows, and that adds to the bit of, you know, it gives you a bit of, you know, I'm a bit more relaxed because, you know, the car was used.
Exactly.
There is history on it.
Exactly. It's almost like every little nick, scratch, and it kind of also brings back that history book of what happened, what you know, what the lifespan of the car was, and the fact that the car is in such condition, you can basically see all of that. It's like a story.
Yeah. The battery, for instance, in this car, I must tell you, I was telling you early on, and people that are watching this must know this. In 2017, I fitted a battery in this car. Uninteresting story, but fitted a battery to the car, and the same battery is still in this car. Since then, I don't take off the battery heads. You know, turn it, start it. There you go. I think the battery survived because this car also has the technology of a wooden plank. But I mean, in all fairness,
sounds like Mickey's car.
He said it wasn't me.
Yeah, I knew that. But no, that's 2017 for the battery.
2017, I fitted the battery, and it still goes. It parks in the garage, in the corner. No one needs to go near it. And when I want to drive it, start it, go.
Yeah.
Literally no issues.
I mean, it's like you talk about the battery. Like I had some battery issues my side recently, and I still, like, for the life of me, don't know why it had. You know, it's like one of those things. Something's drawing, and I'm like, these car technologies nowadays is just something else. But no.
This is the best. The raw cars. I don't know.
I'm looking around and I'm thinking, like, you know, if I open the cupboard, is there going to be a VHS player there or a track, or you know, like, it's just
something special. You're going to get a pair of police Ray-Bans probably.
100%, 100%. No, this is something else. No, but Travis, thanks a lot for this drive.
Only a pleasure. Look, as I said to Nawal, that, you know what, this to me, this feels like a big honor to be able to do this.
Yeah.
And
we're honored too.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, like I said, look, both my parents, you know, for all the years they've respected that I love cars and you know, all of these things. But I have to give one big honor to my dad with regards to this car, for looking after it as well. And this is like a tribute to him, in my opinion. I speak a lot about him in this video, unfortunately.
No, but I mean, we understand fully. I mean, I understand fully that this is a tribute, you know, video. It's awesome. Yeah. It's very, very cool.
So it's quite special to me, where my love started for cars. My going to Killarney was in this car.
Yeah.
I'm that little kid with a Ford cap standing next to the cars. and today I think I'm a pure car enthusiast, and you know, I love where the journey's gone so far.
Yeah, and look, I remember my Killarney days initially started as being an Opel fan, so I can't agree with you on the Ford there.
Still the Opel?
I'm not going to go down that road.
You know, there's people to help you out.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go down that road. I'll leave that alone. This is your story. But but this is jeez. No, but thanks again. And also to mention, you're talking about like the fanatic side. You're also doing your own YouTube thing as well.
Yeah.
You know, so what's your channel called?
Cars with Travis.
Cars with Travis. Guys, also go have a look at that too. I mean, you're doing something very interesting. You know, like a little bit of detail in this. Have a look at that too. But I mean, you know, that's what they like also about. You know, that networking, that network. Yes. I mean, we've had collabs with others, and I think this is also that starting thing. So now I'm very, very excited about all of this.
Yeah.
And we'll maybe hint about any work on the car. We won't go any further into that. If things happen, we'll unravel. But
there'll be some surprises.
I'm saying nothing more than that. This is a surprise on its own coming from the CRX video.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to be here. But the rest we'll just keep us for now.
Yeah.
Guys, but I think I'm going to end off now. We're going to do some more cinematics because this is just insane. This is just insane. But Travis, I just want to say, you know, thanks again for being with us.
Only a pleasure.
Guys, thanks for always watching us on Havoc TV, and thanks for subscribing. Remember, continue to like, share, and comment. You know, we love the comments. We love hearing what you have to say. we've now started to open up more and more debates on the videos that we post, which we love. We want to go that way too. But thanks for the support, and I think from myself, Marlon, and Travis, this is Havoc TV, and we are completely disruptive.